The sun beat down mercilessly. The African jungle baked under its intense glare. Dust devils danced across the parched earth. The air hung heavy and still, thick with the scent of decay and desperation. The lifeblood of the jungle, the great river, dwindled with each passing day. The once mighty waterway was now a shadow of its former self. The animals felt the grip of fear. The rains had failed for 2 seasons. The watering holes were dry. The lush greenery had withered and browned. The law of the jungle, the survival of the fittest, became a palpable threat hanging over every creature. The vultures circled overhead, their shadows a grim reminder of the ever-present danger. The jungle, once teeming with life, now whispered a silent, desperate prayer for rain. Kato the lion was a magnificent beast. His roar echoed across the savannah, a sound that sent shivers down the spines of all who heard it. He was the undisputed king of his domain. His pride looked to him with unwavering loyalty and respect.
My strength is legendary and my cunning unmatched.
Balo, the hippopotamus, was a force of nature. He ruled the shrinking river with an iron fist. His bulk was impressive. His jaws were a deadly trap. The other animals gave him a wide berth.
I am content in my watery kingdom, a solitary creature used to getting my way.
Their paths rarely crossed. Kato stayed to the dry plains, hunting gazelle and zebra. Balo remained in the shrinking river, feeding on the tough grasses along the banks. An uneasy truce existed between them. Both were kings in their own right. The drought tightened its grip. The whispers of scarcity turned into desperate cries. The once abundant prey became scarce. The river, Balo's sanctuary, shrank further, forcing him closer and closer to Kato's territory. The uneasy truce began to crumble.
I survey my parched land. My pride is hungry. I feel the weight of their survival on my shoulders. I must lead them to food and water.
His gaze drifted towards the dwindling river. He knew what that meant. A confrontation was inevitable.
My temper flares as the water recedes. My once spacious pool is now a muddy puddle. I am forced to share the shrinking resources with crocodiles and other creatures. I must defend my territory, even if it means challenging the lion.
The clash, when it came, was swift and brutal. The two titans met at the river's edge. The ground trembled under their combined weight.
Grunting.
Kato, agile and quick, swiped at Balo with razor-sharp claws.
Roaring.
Balo, a mountain of muscle, charged, his massive jaws snapping. The air filled with dust and fury. The other animals watched in terrified silence.
It was a battle for survival, a fight for dominance in a world starved of resources.
Neither Kato nor Balo could afford to back down. Their very existence depended on the outcome of this fight.
The fight raged on, neither beast giving an inch. Kato, bleeding from several wounds inflicted by Balo's powerful jaws, relied on his agility, dodging and weaving, landing blows when he could. Balo, tiring from the relentless attacks, relied on his sheer size and power to keep Kato at bay. The fight was nearing its climax. Kato, exhausted but determined, prepared for one final desperate attack. Balo, sensing victory, lowered his head ready to charge. Suddenly, a new threat emerged from the murky depths of the river.
Hissing.
A massive crocodile, unseen until that moment, lunged from the water. Its jaws clamped down on Balo's hindquarters, its teeth sinking deep into the thick hide.
Roaring in pain and surprise.
The crocodile, a silent opportunist, had seized its chance. Kato watched, stunned for a moment. His instincts screamed at him to press his advantage, to finish off his weakened opponent. But something in the desperate struggle between the hippopotamus and the crocodile stayed his paw. Kato made his decision. With a roar that shook the very ground, he launched himself at the crocodile, not as an enemy but as a savior.
Roaring.
He raked his claws across the reptile's thick scales, forcing it to release its grip on the wounded Balo. The crocodile, taken aback by this sudden assault, released Balo and slipped back into the murky depths, disappearing beneath the surface of the river. Kato, panting from his exertions, stood guard over his fallen enemy, watching for any sign of the crocodile's return.
Weakly.
Balo, weak from blood loss and pain, looked at Kato with surprise. He had expected a final, fatal blow. Instead, he found unexpected aid. He had underestimated the lion. There was more to Kato than brute strength. A new understanding dawned between the two beasts. The drought had forced them into conflict, but it had also revealed a deeper truth.
Survival in the harsh wilderness depends on more than just strength and power.
It requires wisdom, compassion, and above all, respect.
Kato and Balo, their rivalry forgotten, shared the shrinking waterhole, a testament to their newfound respect. A pact had been forged, not in blood and conquest, but in shared adversity and mutual respect. The jungle watched and learned.
The story of the lion and the hippopotamus echoed through the jungle.
A powerful reminder that even in the harshest of environments, cooperation and understanding could prevail. It was a message of hope, a testament to the enduring power of empathy in a world often ruled by tooth and claw.